Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are making this super cool Cordelle bracelet, which was created by the ever so talented Sleepless Loomer. She's a very talented designer, a close friend of mine, and I've done plenty of tutorials for her in the past, and they're always so fun and so cool, so I know you guys are going to love this. She did originally design her Floral bracelet, which is going to be on my channel in the future, but she made a spin-off of that, and that's what created this one here. I just happened to make the tutorial for this one first. So for this design, you are going to want a double-ended hook. You also want 2 C-clips or 2 stitch markers to make it, but make sure you at least have 1 C-clip for closing at the end. You also want to choose 6 colors. I'm going to do this version here today, but I am going to go over the breakdown of each flower. The first band here is the connection band, and that is going to connect each flower together. We have a pile of 6 bands here, and that is going to be the purple cap bands that sit in the middle. We have 6 piles right here. Each one of those piles has 3 bands in it, and that makes up 1 petal. Lay them in the order that you want them. The lightest color that I have on top will end up being the center of that little petal. The last pile is our border. There's 13 of them, and there's 1 that is also included that goes inside. Now that band can be any color, but make sure it's a big band because when we close it, it is very tight. So you are going to want to have this layout for every flower that you make, and for my wrist size, I need 6 of them. The only exception is that we are going to need just 1 more connection band for the very start. So get your supplies ready and let's get started. So the first band we're going to grab is that connection band. We're not going to twist it, we're just going to place it on the hook. And then we're going to grab one of our first cap bands that make up the center. We are going to twist that one on like a figure 8. Now we're going to grab our petal bands. It's 3 of them, and we're going to apply them all at once. The band furthest to the left is going to be the center of the petal. So now we're going to slide this cap band onto those 3 bands and close it off. After I close it, I do like to try to pull on this cap band just to keep the bands in the order that I want them in. I'm also going to slide this band down with it, and I am going to try to anchor them all with my fingers so that band's not flopping around. We're going to grab our border band and we're going to pull it through all 7 of these bands. Close it off. Now that we have 2 bands, we're going to pull the first one through the second, creating a slip stitch. Grab another border. We're going to pull this one through the loop on our hook and close. We're going to just ignore that loose blue band at the bottom, so just act like it's not there for now. We're going to start working on our second petal. So to do that, we're going to grab our cap band color again and twist that on. Grab your 3 petal bands, place them on at once, and slide that cap band over onto all 3 of them. Close those 3, adjust if needed. And again, I like to grab these bands over here. This time there are 2 of them, and I try to hold all 8 of them together. If you cannot, it really is okay. We're going to pull a border through everything. If you have to pull it through the first 6 and then pull it through the remaining 2, that's totally fine. Close it. Once you have 2 bands, we're going to pull the first through the second. Once we create that slip stitch, we have to pull another border through that loop and close. We're going to repeat that one more time. So we're going to grab our cap band color and twist it on. Grab your 3 petal bands, slide your cap band onto them, close it, adjust if needed, and grab your border. We're going to pull it through everything, close it, and pull the first band through the second, creating your slip stitch. And pull 1 more chain band through the loop on your hook. So we have just completed 3 petals. We now need to start collecting them. So making sure your chain is straight like this, we're going to come over to the first petal and pick up that purple cap band and get it back on our hook. Come over to the next petal. I'm going to pick up this petal. And we have to do the last one. The last one can be tricky because of that blue band. We just want to make sure the blue band is under the bracelet and not on top. So I just kind of push it down, make sure my bracelet is straight and not twisted, and then I'm going to pick up the last cap band like that. So one thing I like to do at this point is straighten out my cap bands. This is just a personal preference because I like them to look nice and clean from the front. And then once I do that, we're going to grab another border. Now this is the band that is not going to be seen. It goes inside, so if you want to use a different color, you can. But we're going to pull this through all the bands on our hook and close. We just completed the first half, and now we need to C-clip or stitch marker that together, like so. So once you have it clipped off, I'm going to take my hook out. We're going to turn this piece around. That little loop should be on the right side. We're going to come from underneath and go up the center of that loop, like this. Get it on your hook. Now we can let that piece drop, and we're going to start adding our second half of the flower. So we are going to start the same way by applying a cap band. So cross that on and grab your 3 bands that make up your petal. We're going to slide the cap band onto those 3 and close. I'm going to slide this band down with it, and now we're going to grab a border and pull it through everything, all 7. Close it, and we're going to slip stitch, pulling the first through the second. We always have to grab a second border, and we're going to pull that through and close. So we always slip stitch and then add a chain after each petal. We're going to go ahead and start our second petal. So I will twist my purple cap band on, apply my 3 petal bands, slide the cap band onto them and close, adjust if needed. And now we're going to go ahead and grab our border, pull that through everything on your hook and close. We're going to slip stitch, grab a border and pull it through the loop on your hook and close. We're going to do that one more time for this side. So I will grab my purple cap band and twist it on. I will grab my petal bands, pull your cap band on and close, adjust if you need to, and now we're going to go ahead and grab our border, pull it through everything, close it, and pull the first through the second, creating your slip stitch, and grab one last border and pull it through the loop and close. So we just completed those 3 petals, and now we have to repeat the same process like we did the first time and collect all of our petals. So I'm going to come over to the first one, making sure my chain didn't get twisted. It usually stays pretty good, but I like to double check. I'm going to scoop up the cap band of that petal, come over to the next, and one more. My cap bands that look cleaner are actually back here. Even though it's reversible, I try to make sure one side constantly has the clean looking cap bands just because it looks better in the end. So right now I need to make sure my cap bands look better back here because that's technically going to be my front. But you don't have to do that. It's just a personal preference, and I think it makes it look better. Alrighty, so make sure that your band down here is not twisted. It's open like mine is. And now we're going to pick up the left piece. We need to put our hook back in through the 2 bands that the stitch marker is going through. So I'm going to pull it up and place my hook through both. Make sure that it is going through them before you unclip that. You don't want it falling apart. Okay, so once you unclip it, we do need to very carefully remove that first band. Now you can just pinch that first band, but I like to put it on my finger to be safe because this is going to be very tight. We now need to pull the first band that is now on our hook through the rest of these bands. So just pull it through everything. Once you get it pulled through, I like to quickly get it back together with the other band. Don't worry if it's all bunched up down here. We're going to grab one more connection band, and we have to pull it through the 2 loops that are on our hook. Pull it through and close. Now we can come down here and start stretching things and getting it to lay better. So we just completed our first flower, and we're ready to repeat the process. So to start the next one, we're going to grab a C-clip or stitch marker, and we're going to clip off just the left band only. Once you have that clipped, we're going to go ahead and take that left band off. I just drop it kind of in the back. I'm going to pull up on this right band, and we're going to start adding our first half of the flower again. So this is very repetitive, and we are going to start by grabbing our cap band. And then we're going to apply our 3 petal bands and slide that cap band on. Close it, adjust if needed. I'm going to hold them all together and grab my border. And we're going to pull it through everything, all 7. Close it and slip stitch. Grab your second border and pull it through the loop on the hook and close. We're going to repeat that 2 more times, so I'll apply my cap band. I will apply my 3 petal bands and put my cap band on. Close it and adjust. I'm going to grab my border and pull it through all 8. We will close it and slip stitch. Grab another border and pull it through that loop and close. We have to do that 1 more time for this side. So I'll apply my cap band and my petal bands. Put your cap band on and close. I'll grab my border, pull it through everything, close it and slip stitch. Grab 1 more border and pull it through the loop on your hook and close it. So we have completed our 3 for this side, our 3 petals, and now we're going to collect them. So I'll come over to my first one and scoop up the cap band. Come over to the next one, just make sure nothing got twisted on you. We're going to get all 3 of these cap bands back on. So now we're going to grab our border, since this is our first half. We're going to apply it on and pull it through everything. We're going to close it. And now this time we have to come over here to where this stitch marker is. When you pick it up, because we need to get it back on our hook, just make sure the blue band isn't twisted. Mine is straight, so I'm going to put my hook through that loop. Once I make sure it's on there safely, I'm going to take this C-clip off, or stitch marker, whatever you used, and we're going to reapply this stitch marker to these 2 bands on the right. It's on the flower band that we just closed up. Now we're going to slide everything down to the end of the hook. I'm going to turn it around. Once I make sure that this is secure, I'm going to go ahead and remove those from the hook. Just let it drop. We should have 1 band on our hook right now. And now we're going to start working on the second half of the flower. So I like to just bend the first half down just so it's out of my way. So I'm going to start again, and we're going to apply our cap band. Apply your petal bands. Slide your cap band down and close it. We're going to grab our border and pull it through everything. Close it and slip stitch. And pull 1 more border through. And close. We have to do that 2 more times. So I'm going to grab my cap band, twist it on. Apply my bands for the petals. Slide your cap band on and close. Grab your border and pull it through. Close it off and slip stitch. Grab 1 more border to add your chain. We're going to pull it through the loop and close. So we have to repeat that just 1 more time. So I'll apply my cap band and my petal bands. Slide it down and close. I'll grab my border and pull it through everything. Close it and slip stitch. Pull 1 more border through and close. So we have 3 petals now, and we need to collect the cap bands. So I'll go over to the first one and get that back on my hook, and I will keep doing that 1 at a time until all 3 are on, making sure that my chain did not twist. We need to come over here and put our hook through the 2 bands that are going through that clip. So I'm just gonna pull it up, put my hook through the 2 loops. Don't remove the clip until you make sure that you are safely through the bands, and then you can unclip it. Once you have it unclipped, we now very carefully need to open up this first band, and you can pinch it, but I'm going to put that first band on my finger to hold it. And now we're going to take that first band that's on the hook now through the remaining bands on here. It's very tight, so I try to do it quickly and then get both bands back together like that. Grab your connection band, and we're going to pull that through the 2 bands that are now on our hook and close. Once you close it, come down underneath, and now you can adjust and stretch and fix your flower to get it laying better. So you will have to keep repeating that process, and since it is so repetitive, I am going to put a timestamp right here on the screen. Go ahead and keep rewatching that until you get the number of flowers you need. Just a reminder, I need 6 of them. For closing the top part, you're just going to C-clip those 2 bands together. So that's how it looks once it's C-clipped and closed off at the top. Now what we're going to do is flip the piece upside down and come to the bottom of it. Grab your hook, and we're going to come into the chain that's right here on the side, the border. We're going to go into the very center of it. When you go inside here, you're just going to scoop up that 1 connection band, the blue band. Get that up on your hook. Come across to the other side. Make sure you go in the middle of the chain and scoop up just the other side of that blue band. Once you have them both on the hook, pull up on it so it tightens it into the middle, and that is what you're going to attach the other end of your C-clip onto. So this is too small, so I'm going to put that to the side and show you on this one. This is what it will look like once you have both ends C-clipped. And there we have the completed Cordelle bracelet created by Sleepless Loomer. Please make sure you tag Sleepless Loomer over on Instagram and myself if you make one. So that will be it for today, you guys. I'll see you really soon at my next video. Bye!